Oh, it's chilly. It's cold in here. Anyway, hi everyone. So before I even start recording this video, I just want to say, well, recording this voiceover because the video is already done. This is more like a vlog, more of a vlog than anything else. It's not a tutorial. The video is just showing how I do things. It's not the end all be all of sculpting BJD. This is just what I do. This is what I find easier. So these are just techniques that I find easier for myself. This is how I've been sculpting BJD for, I've been sculpting BJD since like 2006, and I've been sculpting BJD successfully in terms of dolls where the joints actually work since 2012. So, not that the BJDs I sculpted like early on were trash. They weren't trash. I just feel like my sculpts weren't really successful in terms of how I envisioned the idea in my head until around 2012, if that makes any sense. So basically, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is this is not a tutorial. My goals for this project was to just don't think... Ooh. Sorry, a package came. That was actually my bell ringing. And the second disclaimer, if you hear any noise in the background, I live in an apartment, so it could be my neighbors. I do have 2 kids. It could be my kids being kids. I'm not going to spoil your fun, so it's all good. I was actually waiting for moments of perfect silence to record this voiceover, but it's already been almost 2 weeks of me waiting, and it it never happened. I don't have that kind of luck. I homeschool, and my son, he's 9 now. My daughter is 5. So we've actually been going through, me and my daughter have been going through it. She's been up at all hours of night. She doesn't want to sleep, and then she's been going through this phase these days where she just throws tantrums for seemingly no reason. I mean, she probably has her reasons or whatever, but yeah, no, it's tough. So there are no moments of silence for me. So I figure I would just basically record this now as best I can. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so this particular doll, my plans for this doll are I have no plans. I basically took the aluminum foil. I shaped it to... Oh! And excuse me if I say a lot. I'm sorry, that's just how I talk. But I basically took the aluminum foil. I shaped it to a shape that I really, really like. Before I even get into that, one thing I did decide on before I started even working on the aluminum foil was that I wanted to sculpt a doll with freakishly long legs. She was originally supposed to have a single jointed torso. She was supposed to be cartoony. But I changed my mind, and now she has a 2-part torso, and she's still cartoony, but I don't know what kind of cartoony. So I took the aluminum foil. I basically shaped it how I would, I shaped it in the way I was happy with, and sorry, that's my phone. I shaped it in a way I was happy with, and then I started putting the clay on it. I was originally going to sculpt the doll as a whole, and then cut the pieces apart, because I've never sculpted a BJD where I sculpted the whole doll and then I cut the pieces apart, then worked on the joints. I just work on the joints as I go, and I'm used to that. But this time around, I wanted to sculpt the doll as a whole and then cut it apart and then work on the joints. But as you can see, just in the beginning of this video, you can already see that I cut the pieces in half. Well, not in half, but I cut the pieces apart. And yeah, I can't do it. I can't sculpt the doll as a whole and then go back after cutting everything up, and then sculpt the joints. I can't do it. It's just not me. So, yeah. Another goal that I had for this doll was I didn't want to use a lot of... My phone is really going off. I am so popular today. Okay, so I wanted to use minimal materials. I wanted to use my fingers, of course, the measuring spoons, because I can't sculpt anything traditional without having the measuring spoons, because they just make the spheres perfect. For me as an individual, I feel like it's not worth it if I can't use my measuring spoons. So I also want, of course, I was going to use an X-Acto knife because I would have to get the aluminum foil core out of out to hollow the piece. I needed my X-Acto knife to hollow the piece. I also use jewelry pliers for that because when I was making the aluminum foil, I packed it a little bit too tightly. I didn't want to use too many things. So those are the 3 things I've used so far, and those are the 3 things I plan to use moving forward. The X-Acto knife is also very important because basically I put the clay on and I carve a little, and then I put more clay on and I carve a little more. That's pretty much how that's going. So far, I mean, it's going well. The doll does have me in a chokehold because I'm having difficulty with myself in terms of I really, really like dolls that are highly posable, but I really want to sculpt something that's just easy. You know what I mean? Like stress-free. I don't have to use too much brain power. My main sculpts already require me to use a lot of brain power, so right now I wanted to sculpt something really easy. I've gone pretty far. I'm stuck though because I'm stuck at the knees. I don't know what to do about the knees. Do I want double jointed knees? Do I want single jointed knees? I want on the one hand, I want a single jointed knee because single jointed knees are so easy. You know, it doesn't require a lot to sculpt a single jointed knee. But at the same time, I also want a double jointed knee because I want that posability. I want to be able to do fancy poses with my weird elongated cartoony doll. So I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm just playing it by ear. I'm just putting the clay where it wants to go. At this point, I kind of feel like I'm on autopilot because I'm basically just doing what comes natural for the sculpt. I didn't plan anything out. I'm just playing it by ear and going with it, going with the flow, whatever. So I haven't sculpted the arms yet. Right now I have the head back, the headpiece, I have the upper torso, lower torso, and both legs minus the knees. And that's pretty much it about the doll. It's going well. I'm enjoying the process. I haven't reached a point where I'm dumbfounded and don't know what to do yet. So, anyway, moving forward, I think this is probably going to be my last sculpt in this size with traditional media because 3D sculpting is just so much easier for me. You don't have to worry too much about balance and symmetry, if that makes any sense. Like, it's just, well, okay, let me backtrack. Yes, you have to worry about balance and symmetry in terms of it's possible to mess that up while 3D sculpting. When I first started, I used to think, oh, you just push a button and then it goes, but no, that's not the case at all because you have to, when you're 3D sculpting, you have to actually be aware of where the piece is in the space. It's so easy to get lost. It's so weird. I think from now on, I'm probably just going to put like a block or something and have that on a layer and make the block invisible so that way when I get lost in the 3D space, I can actually like make the layer visible and use the block to find where my sculpt is in relation to the space. There is a floor, but at the same time there is no floor. So it's so weird. It's a whole new set of rules. And I don't know, I'm interested. I'm trying to learn all the rules and move forward with 3D sculpting. It's so convenient. I have kids, so they ask me for stuff like at every single second of the day, which is perfectly fine. But to have to stop what you're doing to wash your hands, to make sure that there's no clay on your hands before you handle food or whatever it is that your kids are asking for, like, it's a pain. So just for the lack of cleanup. Like 3D sculpting, all I use is my iPad and my Apple Pencil. So there's no cleanup. There's no cleanup. In the video, as you can see, I'm using a squirt bottle. I don't know if it has a leak in it or I don't know what, but little droplets of water are getting everywhere. My table is getting messed up. I mean, of course, yes, I can clean my table after the fact, but it is so much easier not having to do that extra cleanup after the fact. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Nomad Sculpt is also really easy to use. I would actually love to learn how to use ZBrush eventually, but for now, Nomad Sculpt seems to be working for me. So, I also would like to get into the 3D. It's just the instant gratification of it all. Like, you can see, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and I'm rambling. I like it. It's really good. So I actually am experimenting right now with 3D printers. For resin 3D printing, I do have someone in mind that I will hopefully, when I'm ready for it, I will commission her to print stuff out for me. If she has commission slots available, because I'm quite sure she's really busy, I believe, because she also has her own like stuff that she does. But I have someone in mind that I plan to commission to 3D print some stuff for me. But I also want to get I think they're called the filaments. What are they? FDM printers? Are they FDM printers? But for right now, I'm trying to find a nice, affordable FDM printer that I can use. I did get give me 1 second. I did get a printer called a Easy 3D printer, and it worked really nice. For the first print, I printed out a BJD head, the faceplate and the head back, and it worked really nice. The pieces didn't fit together, but I think that's mostly because of when I cut the pieces, I didn't cut it right. But sorry about that. Give me 1 second. So I got an Easy 3D printer because it was the cheapest that I could find. It was like $70. I'm dead broke, so it seemed like a really, really good deal. I printed a faceplate and a head back for one of my BJDs, and although they didn't fit together, and the print itself had some quality issues, there was some separating in the forehead. It's kind of, it was very inspiring because it made me see that, yes, okay, this is something that I can probably do. But I went to try and print out the body for the head plate, for the face caps, not for face cap, for the head that I printed, and I think the filament dried up in the nozzle, and it's some kind of way, I don't even know how, considering I've only ever used it once. The filament dried up in the nozzle. I'm not even sure if that's what really happened, but the filament isn't coming. It stopped coming out of the nozzle. I'm assuming that there's a blockage somewhere, but the nozzle gets hot and everything. The filament it's not feeding through the nozzle. So $78 gone to waste. Oh, my feelings were so hurt. So now I am actually trying to get another 3D printer. This time I'm going to go for something more big boyish, I guess. I did my research and I found I think it's called Voxel Lab. I think it's Vox Lab. A Vox Lab, what is it? One of whatever the number is at the end, one of those 3D printers. It's a Ender 3 clone, apparently. I could have gotten an Ender 3 3D printer, but then I was looking at reviews and they have issues too. So I figure, I don't have $300. Heck, I don't even have the one something for the Vox one, but I'm like, if I ever did get a 3D printer, the Vox Lab 3D printer would be the way to go because it's so cheap, and they're like, it's an Ender 3 clone But aren't they all clones anyway? So whatever. If I get one, I'll get one of those. I mean, it was $149, which is not that bad. I mean, considering, what you get. So I think I'm going to save up and I'm going to get one of those. Just to get started. I feel like it would be, if I can figure out a 3D printer, that would be so helpful, because I have so many ideas that I would love to like sculpt and have physical copies of. Like, I'm really, really excited for that. So I'm going to try to get one of those. So, what else is there? What else is there? But yeah, I'm definitely transitioning to working with 3D sculpts from now on. Like, it just seems so much easier. I am going to finish this doll. Do I have any plans to cast this doll when it's done? I don't have any plans at all for this doll. I don't even have any plans for what her face is going to look like, to be honest. So, yeah. I don't have any plans for her. I just want to use up the clay. What else is there to say? Since this is a vlog style video, what am I going to do with this channel? My channel is basically a catch-all for all my projects and all the things that I do. In case I haven't said this before, I'm saying it now. I am an illustrator. I studied illustration at Towson University. Graduated back in 2012. BFA. I would really like to go back for my MFA. So, although my drawing skills really have gone down, like, holy crap, it feels like the more I sculpt, the more I forget how to draw. So I'm going to try to draw more, if that makes any sense. So if you're following me for the BJD content, I will apologize ahead of time, because I plan to start posting more drawing videos on this channel as well. Actually, in fact, when I started this channel, it was mostly for illustrations and drawings and stuff like that. BJD just happens to be a big part of my life. Like, I really love dolls and the making of dolls. So that's why, I post those here as well. But I plan to like post more drawings and just use that as a way to get better at drawing. I feel like my anatomy has really suffered. Like, for someone that actually went to school for it and did the figure drawing classes and stuff like that, I feel very ashamed a little bit, because I'm like, damn, like, it's so hard. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to get the fingers right? I can't draw a face. This eye is higher than the other eye. Why is this eye so big and this eye looks normal? So I'm trying to draw more as well, just to address those issues. I mostly like figure drawings, so as in the human figure. So figure drawing. I also want to learn how to draw like minimalistic backgrounds, because like just having floating figures is all fine and dandy, but I would like to know how to at least put them in some kind of space. When I first started college years and years ago, I wanted to illustrate a book. So, oh my gosh, what's that anime Kaleidostar? I had an idea for a book that had like something to do with like a circus. Not as good as Kaleidostar, but like a bootleg circus. So, time is flying, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I would rather like start and get it done than just forever wonder, like, what if I had done this when I was thinking about doing this. I don't know, maybe because I'm getting old, like, I just have a lot of things that I want to do, so, and time is wasting, so I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it. But anyway, I don't know what else I can say about, about anything. Oh, so this channel, of course, my dolls, because I have to. Why not? Illustration, crochet, and anything creative, anything I can think about. Shorts are pretty much everywhere. My shorts are pretty much basically how this channel is going to go. If you're curious about what I'm doing with this channel, take a peek at my shorts and you'll see it there. But anyway, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching the video. Sorry if some parts were boring. Sorry if I ramble a lot. I don't put any thought into these before I do it. I really should start writing a script so that way I know exactly what I'm trying to talk about. But it was just a moment of silence, and I figured I might as well get this done before. Yeah, I just wanted to get it done because these videos have been sitting around. I actually have like 2 more hours of footage of sculpting this doll because she has progressed pretty far. And all this footage I got was all done in like 1 day. So I have to go in and I have to chop it up. I was talking to my friend and I was down laughing. So some of the jerky movements, I have to go cut that out. But yeah, if you like BJD and you like the process of sculpting, and you like to see what goes into a doll, this is the video. If you like that kind of stuff without the rambling, just put me on mute. I don't mind. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your week and have a good one, y'all.